Hey guys, today the topic is going to be is GPT going to replace all of us? So the fact is that GPT-4 has come out around a week ago and it has been super impressive and its capabilities are fantastic. What we have in front of us is a transformation in the way we consume and produce information, as well as manage information and we communicate to people. So the fact is, if you look around at what companies use GPT-4, right now Instacart, it's Amazon some services, there is also Duolingo which uses it for better learning, and there are a lot of other companies which actually use the platform and GPT-4 in general to improve their communication and everything else. On top of that, except the fears which we have about GPT-4 replacing all of us, there is also extreme excitement about the fact that GPT-4 can actually improve our lives and make us more efficient and make us work better. So it's actually a dual relationship which we have with GPT-4. On one hand we have fear, and on the other hand we have excitement. And on another topic, the actual question, is GPT-4 and other frameworks going to actually replace us in general? So let's first of all talk about GPT-4. So GPT-4 has been trained very extensively on a lot of parameters, I think around 15 times more than GPT-3. I will put the information here. And it has been really impressive what has been achieved with so many parameters which it has. On top of that, it has improved dramatically from GPT-3 and 3.5 by the way of understanding complex problems, and especially complex linguistic problems. And there has been a real logical tests which we give to machines, and GPT-4 has passed all of them. So it has actually now is more informative and more logical than some of the people basically. The main reason why GPT-4 is so special compared to all other models is the fact that OpenAI, the company which is behind GPT-4, is the one which actually has made the actual natural language model a huge difference, is because of the way it trained. It trained on so many parameters, but the fact is that it was already in the last August, and since then it has been actually in the process of training, retraining, checking that it's actually safe to release in the world, giving it some advice, giving it the baseline of constitution of what the AI can, should and would do, and just in general training it to be the best version of itself. So the fact is that you see AI all around us. There's so many different types of AIs that come out, and most of them don't even bother looking at training, looking at giving some advice to AI and making sure that it's safe. And they just release the first version because they want to be the first to do something. But OpenAI is so far ahead of everyone else that they just have the time, have the tenacity, have the courage to train and improve the model so much just to make sure that it's safe and it's good enough for everyone. And on top of that, why is GPT-4 such a big deal? Is because in every single tech industry and every single product, we have this trough of excitement, then the trough of despair, and then we have the growth of everything. With AI, we had the trough of despair for the past, 5 or 6 years. And I think if we look back at what AI has represented, we had a trough of despair for around 40 years now. And the natural language processing has advanced so much that it's actually impossible for us to ignore it. And as any other product, when we have the actual product improve little by little and reach the critical mass, it becomes a mainstream product which we can use and improve on, and it can replace everything surrounding us. So the actual improvements in natural language processes has been tremendous, and that's the reason why GPT-4 is so exciting and so it made such a breakthrough in the world that it's basically impossible to ignore it now. So the application of GPT-4 is, first of all, content generation. I mean, we all know that basically anything which we watch right now in the world is can be written and read by GPT-4, and on top of that, even the videos which we watch can be made by GPT-4, the script itself. So content generation is such a drastic thing which we already had for such a long time that there is no even question that 90 maybe percent of the content which we have is generated by AI now automatically. The second thing is translation for sure. We know for the fact that translation of GPT-4 is probably much better than any other translator except DeepL, which also uses AI, which is very similar to ChatGPT and GPT-4. So translation is a hugely important part of why GPT-4 is so important, because not only it can translate the word to word, but it understands the meaning behind each word and understand why the word is being said and where. So it can translate it to even a different joke or a different similar sentence. That's the main reason why localization is becoming so different when it was before. The next thing is customer support. I mean, it's probably one of the easiest ones to think about, but customer support is such a crucial thing in our world because we have problems with everything breaking and all AI things so often. But the fact is that GPT-4 is able to do it beautifully if you feed it perfectly and you train it on the right data in the right database. And I mean, if you don't know, GPT-4 is not yet able to provide us with the OpenAI and Open API to use the GPT-4 capabilities to scan images and provide feedback and answer questions based on the images and provide something content based on the image. But it's actually able to understand the images now, and it's quite impressive what it can do. I will put the meme on the left hand side of my face just for you to see what it can do and how the OpenAI team actually jokes about itself, of how it is just such an amazing technology, amazing company which they do. So let's discuss a little bit about job replacement and automation. So the fact is that job replacement has been such a huge part for the past 200 years, ever since the Industrial Revolution, that we don't even think about what job replacement is. Yes, everyone is scared about being job replaced, but if you look at the world, if you see the changes which we had with automation and with Industrial Revolution, you see that people just went from one job to another. It wasn't such a thing that there were just less jobs. No, when you make the whole economy efficient, they're becoming and opening up jobs which maybe require more skilled workers, but they require you to operate the machines, they control the machines, check them, and work with them. So the fact is that if we make the whole world more efficient and grow our world, we'll be able to use AI and we'll be able to create jobs which will work with AI, train AI, improve on AI, customize AI, and maybe even some destroy AIs, who knows. So if we look at the history, that's how it always been. We had the robots in the manufacturer, like factories, yes, of course, but then there are people who actually manage the robots and control them. Okay, next thing is how AI can support creative analytical tasks, freeing up time for humans to focus on high-level tasks. So it's like the basic thing. I work as a CEO of a company of e-commerce, and I have a lot of menial work which I don't really like doing. Like, for example, writing up a formal email to colleagues or partners. What I do is I just use AI or exclusively ChatGPT to create the email itself. I write to it what I want to be, what's the tone, how I want it to discuss. I write the main bullet points, and I basically force myself to write the email itself, the core of it. And then ChatGPT or GPT-4 just creates the normal and interesting email, which will look like I'm spending time of writing it up and making it look nice and making it in perfect English. So actually, it's such a amazing time saver that it allows me to free up maybe 1 or 2 hours per day just to do other jobs, and especially looking at the high ceiling of how to manage the systems instead of just focusing on the micro tasks. So it works for any job. For example, programmers can write less code if they write in the popular frameworks which don't require like menial and very, very nuisance-based code. For example, I use OpenAI's API, and I'm not able to use this, but some of the Python coders, they have been speaking up about how amazing ChatGPT and GPT-4 is for Python. And it enables them to focus on other things like programming and making up huge system networks which actually work, and maybe learning even more about how to write cleaner code. And the other thing is the potential of personalized learning and medical advancement through AI is just crazy. I mean, if you think about personal learning, you're able to chat with the chat itself, with AI, which has all the knowledge there is, all the information there is, and can even create and improve the knowledge itself. But if you look at medical advancement, which are able to be like created by AI, it's also crazy. I mean, all we were ever bottlenecked with is just our understanding, our creativity. But with the AI, which has unlimited creativity and unlimited potential of, and if you think about how AI is so amazing and it has so much computer potential in order to calculate anything we want, all the problems which we were just bottlenecked by our human mind will be replaced and will be replaced by AI. So let's think about ethical consideration and social implications. OpenAI has numerously times said that actually they are working very, very hard to make sure that the AI is impacting less humans, or if it impacts, they do something about retraining or remaking these humans. So they're doing their part. They say at least they do. That's their whole motto, is to create the AI which benefits the humans instead of just destroying them. So for example, the most important thing is making sure that people who get replaced by AI or who potentially can use AI know about it and they can use it. And of course, there's also some problems regarding privacy and digital divide. The digital divide being those who use the AI and those who don't. But the fact is that we're talking about OpenAI, which basically is going to be providing AI to everyone. It means that actually we have a huge possibility of everyone using AI to their most efficient way. There is also, again, the problem of privacy. So as you see, the data which we have feeding into OpenAI and ChatGPT and GPT-3 and GPT-4 is basically being used 30 days plus to train the model and actually keep the data. So there is a huge problem of companies blocking using of ChatGPT with confidential information with code. So there is some problem with that, but I think that in the future we'll have like private focused AIs which will not store any data and actually won't use the data itself. So we'll see how it goes, but right now it's more for the corporate world than the private world, because I mean, come on, no one really cares, especially AI, if you ask how to cook eggs or what is the problem, how to answer this email. I mean, it doesn't really matter. So it's not really a problem for anyone. But there is other things such as AI to perpetuate biases. So for example, like political biases of swaying one part to another political view and winning elections, as well as inequalities. So it's like political issues which we cannot really go into here, because inequality is such a huge thing that of course it's going to grow. But I'm super excited to use AI to grow the inequality into lesser extent in the world, because you know, the people who are actually really striving to make themselves viable in this world can actually use this gold rush of AI to earn and to use the AI to become more important and more skilled in the job market. So I mean, it's always exciting when there is a revolution on the hands, and the content generation and everything else we've talked about is a huge gold rush right now, and there's a lot of benefits and a lot of people who are going to be actually benefiting from it extensively. So next thing which we want to mention is importance of developing AI responsibly, considering both its benefits and potential risks. So I mean, I'm just such a OpenAI fan, because if you haven't seen the paper which we wrote, it's like 99 pages long with appendix and with references, and it's just so extensive of the way they have worked with the model after it was ready, the way they trained it, retrained it, and made sure it's ethical. It's just such a huge heads up to the team, because it doesn't really matter if you are working your ass off and trying to make as much profit as you do, but as you can see, it's also important to make sure that we progress in the right way. And I mean, the OpenAI probably never knew the GPT 3.5 and ChatGPT is going to be so successful, but they are doing their best to benefit the human society, in my opinion. So it's super exciting. I mean, I use the product, right, which they create, and I'm super happy for it. I hope they keep on growing, and I hope they are successful, because it's going to make sure that I'm successful as well, because I will be staying on top of every single new capability which we have. Another thing is human AI collaboration. So GPT-4 and other AI technologies are not meant to really replace humans, but rather to augment human capabilities and improve efficiency. So as I said, like for example, the Mid-Journey and everything else, it's not really replacing the artists, but it's giving them the good idea of what to draw and how. And it's basically giving them the first building steps toward breaking the writer's block or the drawer's block. Because it doesn't really matter if you're a good writer or a drawer if you don't have ideas and you don't have some motivation. But the Mid-Journey and everything else has proven itself to be a huge motivation to everyone to work and work more efficiently. It basically saves you maybe half of the work, if not more, for you to create a good piece of art or a good piece of something. So I'm super excited for it, and I think it's 100% going to replace some jobs, but most importantly, it's going to be augmenting some other jobs and improving their efficiency. The successful collaboration between human and AI, I mean, just think about the emails you can write, just think about the articles you can start with the AI, how many YouTube videos you can make, how many actual content generation benefits you can do, how many building blocks for your code you can do, how can you architect the problems. It's all going to be together with AI. You ask the question, you bounce the ideas back and forth, and in the end you're actually going to be able to generate a really good idea or really good structure or something amazing. So make sure to use AI and to try anything. I'm going to be probably linking the PDF to how to use GPT-4 and GPT-3 actually for this document more efficiently. So make sure to check the description for it. It's going to be a PDF for, I don't know, someone from Reddit, I think, who linked this. There is also potential for new job and opportunities that arise with AI advancements. So if you think about AI in itself, someone has to manage it, someone has to create, someone has to work with it and implement in the business, because just AI in itself is useless if you don't use it in any way. So there is going to be a huge job potential in market for it, and if you're not on it yet, make sure that you are, because there is not going to be a copywriter anymore. There's going to be a AI copywriter. There's not going to be a designer anymore. There's going to be an AI designer, because it doesn't matter how good you are. If you are working 10 times as slow as other designers, you're going to miss out. So make sure to use that. And I just want to make a little conclusion. So the AI is super important, and development or implementation is the new technology which we've been striving for and looking for. If you look at 30 years past, the only reason America has been growing so expansively is because every couple of years, 5 years, we have a huge revolution in technology. And this time around, it's time for AI to be this revolution which improves our efficiency and improves the GPT, improves the GDP of the world and the economy so much that we actually have a great way to grow ourselves and to improve our likelihood and livelihood. So hopefully it's going to be seen soon that how AI changes our world and makes us more efficient. I think that we need to embrace the potential of GPT-4 and AI technologies, because if you don't, then you're going to be just replaced. So make sure instead of battling the AI and its technologies, you use it and try to learn how to use it. And hopefully, let's look forward to how we can use AI. I'm super excited, and I'm sure that you are as well. And if you're scared for your job or what AI can do, you should be. But you should also be helpful, and you should be learning how to use it. Because in general, if you lose your job doing one thing, you'll be able to get another job using AI in other field on other specific tasks. So make sure to learn while you can, while there is still not so many people learning, while there is no formal education on how to use AI. So hopefully you'll be on top of your game and you will be irreplaceable in your company right now. If you liked the video, make sure to like, comment, let me know what you think about this topic. If you're interested in GPT-4 and learning about AI, and what do you think? Is your job going to be replaced? How you will be replaced? Or are you so replaceable, and why? What is your skill set? Please share, and make sure to subscribe to get more information on topics like this, GPT-4, AI, and technology in general. I'll be super happy to be helpful to you and for you to tell me what I was helped with.